That's a good idea. Okay, and what I have to do, this gives me an opportunity to say, got it. So in other words, I know I'm being recorded, which is a good thing that they did. Yeah.
Good, very good, very good. Well, good morning, Gerry, and to all who may be watching this at some time, some point in the future. We're here to introduce each other to our future viewers, and I want to go first and say I'm I have the pleasure of introducing a really dear friend of mine, Gerry Eitner, whom I call my spiritual counselor, my spiritual partner, and all sorts of things like that. She's been a wonderful part of my life since 2006, and Gerry Eitner is probably the most down-to-earth spiritual being that I know.
Interesting. Yeah.
And do you have anything to say?
That's very interesting. Thank you. I didn't realize that this part was going to be back and forth. That's very interesting because my whole approach is, does everybody, does Ron
Yes.
realize that he is a light being? I use that term, etc. Do you hold that identity of who you are? And yet, can you bring as much as possible of that level here on this earth while you're here? And it's a great opportunity to do that. And so thank you. It's an interesting way to phrase that for me. I appreciate that. And it's what I want to be passing on to other people too.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, Gerry, we tend to talk from the heart, and what comes out really resonates.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So would you like me to then, okay, I would be, Ron and I met in 2006 when we were both actually living in Warrenton, Virginia, but we didn't know each other prior to that. He knocked on my door, I think in response to a column I had written for the paper, the local paper. And I remember opening the door and seeing his face and going, whoa, who are you? So I could tell immediately that Ron is somebody just very, very special, you know, with a huge heart, a huge beaming energy. And what is that beam? It's love. It's love. And Ron has a huge amount of caring for other people, genuine caring. I don't know how I could say, has been through a lot. I think anybody who has this kind of love and this kind of awareness has been, as I refer it to, the bottom of the well and in a lot of ways, and then chooses to be giving and magnanimous and loving and fun, lots of fun. So Ron and I have a lot of fun together, as well as talking about some things that are incredibly important. How do you make the most of your life while you're here on this earth? And then how do you prepare for the next steps when that happens? And how can you be yourself? You mentioned that the other day. And that was a very, very good way to put it. But be yourself at all the levels, just like physics says.
Yes.
All life exists at many, many levels. And who is Ron? Who is Ron at all of those levels? So Ron is just a great example of love, of caring, of fun, of magnanimity. And I just can't say too much. So let's just cut it here.
Well, you remind me of a few other things I can say about you as well, Gerry. You have been a great mentor to me. I chose to, in 2009, jump in and do something at the Jefferson Memorial on the International Day of Peace, and I knew nothing. And you proctored me through. As a matter of fact, the exciting part was that you had already planned a trip to go to Mexico or Cancun, or not Cancun. It was a city in Mexico. I don't remember.
Oh, right, exactly. And I've forgotten the name of it. It's beautiful, beautiful city,
Beautiful
right?
place there on the
Right.
west coast of Mexico. And but you did such a great job before you took your trip. It just went on very well. I must add this one point, and we had a challenge that day. I don't know if we talked much about it, but
Some,
there was a tour guide at the beginning of the meditation that I was leading, started negative talk, nothing bad, but just, why are you here? This is not, you're not supposed to be here using this space. And I looked at the audience and I said, now it's time to send love to this individual. I said, don't react, don't respond, just send love, just send peace and love to him. And within a minute or two, the security there from the Jefferson Memorial came down and asked him to leave because we had permits to be there, right? It was 3 or 4 years later, Gerry, that I saw this guy again at an art exhibit in a home there on Capitol Hill. And I wanted to get as close to him as I could, just so maybe he could recognize me. And I had been sending positive vibes to this guy for several years. And I don't know if he ever recognized me again, but to me, he had changed his mindset. He seemed to be a calmer person. He seemed to be more relaxed. And I found out more about him at that time, that he was a tour guide. And for some reason, us being on the Jefferson Memorial that day ticked him off somehow. I have no idea why, and I'll probably never know why, but thank you again for giving me an intro about the experiences that I've had. And I kept stepping up to a higher ground throughout my life. And I think we both have had many similar backgrounds, many similar things. And that's why I think we're comrades and
that's true. Yeah, that's
and
very true. I often use the analogy of a musical composition, that we understand the notes that each other is playing. And sometimes we can play the same note, and sometimes we can play a harmonious note,
yes, yes,
but we get each other.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I think we do get each other because we've both been through a lot, and we both have been to the bottom of the well in our own different ways, so to
that's right.
speak. I tend to think that's necessary. The higher you go, the deeper you have to go, and like a tree, just works that way.
Very good. Well, we're hoping that all who are viewing this at this moment in time, that you'll get an opportunity to see more about what Gerry is doing and how I'm supporting her in as many ways as possible. And you'll hear some of the things that I'm doing as well, Ron Mohl Sr. And this is just an intro that we'll use when necessary. And we thank all of you for sharing this to others. We'll have the links on this when appropriate for you to see where to go to find Gerry Eitner and where to find Ron Mohl Sr.
Very good.
Thank you. Have a great day.